Hi, Nikhil. Good morning. So
Hi,
it's
Shankara. I can't
one
hear
more
you.
week, one more session. Let's get this rolling. So we have a lot to talk about today. So let's start with the CMAP module and CMAP tracker and the infrastructure we've built to access those in classrooms. So
Sure.
that's a quite interesting use case that we did. And I actually like what I like about Walnut is that you have a very structured approach to how you plan out these curriculums. It's very structured, and now that we are also accommodating it in a structured fashion in this ERP, it is much more useful.
Yeah.
So let's get
Yeah,
started.
yes, absolutely. So essentially, what I love about the Frappe ERPNext platform is we can build out stuff very quickly and we can interconnect things, right? That's the power of the
Yeah.
platform. So what we obviously thought is typically ERPs are considered to be taking care of the non-academic side in any education institution. There is fees, there is CRM, there is admissions, then there are mobile apps for messages, there's HRMS, and there's purchase procurement, which we all have. By the way, Unity all has this. But we wanted to change the view that why not have a single platform to bring everything of the educational institution together, right? Obviously, we can control who sees what because our platform allows role-based access control to a field level, not only to a document level, but to a field level where I can control who sees what at a single field. But
Correct.
using that power, why not bring all the academic data also onto one platform? Why not look at quizzing, what students, what quizzes students take? Why not bring that LMS onto the platform? Why not bring classroom observations? Why not bring homework submissions? Why
Mm.
not report cards? Obviously, report card will exist in the system once you have examinations. Why not bring uh, the curriculum map, so to say, onto the system? So what we decided was that let's have a structured approach to academics, right? Where we can have period-wise segregation done per subject, per textbook,
Mm.
per class, and per academic year. It becomes imperative that schools have not schools every year, schools or even universities for that matter, follow academic systems every year where faculty is expected to create a plan for what they're going to teach and how they're going to teach. And while some fields change for every institution, the plan largely remains the same. Okay, on what day or what time you
Yeah.
are going to conduct what you plan to teach. Essentially that. So we said, why not bring it together as a curriculum map onto Unity? So that's what we kind of started off doing. And as things progress, so what we started off with was just a period wise organization of what the teacher is going to teach. Now,
Mm.
what is the teacher going to teach? Right. The first thing that came to mind was okay, can we structure that further? Can we show, can we help the teacher or can we enable the teacher or the faculty to put in their own coursework and share it with the students? Can they, share it with the classroom and use it every single academic year? Now, this is another problem which exists in education institutions that many of the times, many times we repeat what has been taught last year. We are
Plan
essentially
remains
repeating
largely the
outcomes,
same, like the
fundamentals,
direction is the
right?
same. Yeah.
So, how do we do that? Do we create the whole thing again? Like for example, I create 30 course material periods, and do I repeat the same thing again next year? That clearly is not a very sustainable way. So there should be a way where I can duplicate this. Let's say I have 30 course material periods and load it onto the curriculum map, which we call the CMAP. and I should be able to download, change a few things, re-upload them again for the next academic year. You know, uh, so out of the 30, maybe five or six have changed. I can go and change that. Or even if I want to go period wise, I should be able to go and duplicate it and save it for the next academic year. So that was the whole point of building the curriculum map. And
Yeah.
obviously, as things progressed, we'll go through that one by one, I guess, today, where we wanted to actually enter the classroom, where we could enable the teacher to quickly take observations and enable reporting at a very granular level per student, right? And obviously, then empower the faculty to look at this academic data when they were talking to parents or when they were doing classroom analysis or when they were doing subject wise analysis, right? So essentially it was very useful to collate all this data and enable or empower the faculty to talk to parents, to the management when they were reporting. So I think let's start going through the curriculum map. And
Definitely.
so,
So
what
yeah,
we the curriculum map is CMAP here. It's a doc type, and a doc type is a table, and it's like an Excel sheet tab which we typically use. And yeah, so if you go to the CMAP itself, so what you can see here is there are codes, there are classes, units, everything is defined. This is for a typical school use case, and we can also decide the products and the assignees. Now, what is the products? Products are basically the course material, right? So what we do is every course material which is uploaded to the system gets a unique code, right? So essentially, it can be used, the same code can be used in multiple places. So uh, what happens typically is sometimes revision periods are taken where I've uploaded a presentation which can be used in the revision period again. So I don't need to upload the product again, right? So
yeah,
what you
and
have
that
to do is
becomes a separate master, and you just link it with multiple places.
yeah, you can just link it in multiple places. Not only that, many times some schools follow an advanced academic program like Walnut does, where we kind of follow an accelerated program where sometimes we teach one course material or one grade higher in the lower
Oh,
grade. So
okay.
I should be able to add that course material in the earlier grade also.
Okay, understood.
And that becomes very crucial for monitoring. Similarly, there are tricks where we also upload examination papers here, right? Now, those examination papers we don't want to show the students unless the examination day is over. I should be able to do
Ah,
the examination much before maybe I've planned it across my unit or before my semester.
you mean question papers, right? For
Pardon
the
me?
exam. What you mean by examination papers is the question papers.
Yeah, question papers. And by the way, we can design question papers in our system too, right? So we are talking that depth where we have uploaded a big question bank and now we are able to drag and drop and add these questions to build a question paper and keep track of which question was added to which question paper. So
Ah,
it builds immense power to the teacher because she knows that, okay, I have asked this question multiple times across these many tests, right? And this is how I know that, okay, maybe I from the checking, I know that, okay, this question has been answered 100% by all students. So next time I will not add that question,
yeah, makes sense.
right? So the same thing can be done for MCQ. The same thing can be done for descriptive, right? So we can say, okay, if anybody answers the question 100% right all the time, it probably is not a good question, right? So we need to make the thing a little harder. So I
You
will
need to
not
make
add
making
that.
exams harder for kids.
Yeah. So yeah, coming back to the curriculum map, we can add course material here. It can be any sort of course material. It can be a worksheet, PDF, it can be a presentation, it can be a
Yeah.
Google Sheet, it can be a Google Doc, whatever it is, you can just add it here. And there are multiple ways where we can link it to now, since it's the same system, okay. Uh, I mean, I'm diverging a little bit from here, but you have to again imagine that since everything is on one platform, Now, this platform can be viewed by multiple parties. So this is, let's say, a view which I'm doing as a system manager or I'm viewing as a faculty. The same view or a modified view of that can be exposed to the guardians, can be
Exactly.
exposed to the students,
Yeah.
right? What to show when is completely in the platform's control, right?
Right.
But the data is available on the platform. Now, as we go along, you'll see the power of all this because we are creating multiple views of the same core data. Like this is the core data which we are creating, right? We have created a core data for, let's say, period number 24. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the view of this can be shown, as I said, not only to the guardians, but also to students in a different way.
To the
They can
teachers in a
also,
different way. So
the
this is
teachers can see it in
actually
a different way, right?
uh,
So they don't have to go through all this jamela,
exactly.
you know, to go and, okay, I have to go to period number 24. I'll go to the CMAP place, type in 24. No, no, no. That's not required at all. So now there is a CMAP tracker. This is used for planning. This is used for
Right.
monitoring by the teachers, by the principal, by the management, saying, are things on track? Okay. Is the curriculum map uploaded by the teacher which I had asked her to, right?
Huh.
If yes, have they planned it properly? Have they put in dates for planning? And if they have put in planned dates, after they have taught it, have they updated their dates? Have they really taught it? Right?
Exactly.
If there was any material which was to be sent home, is it sent home? Okay. All of that is now available in a dashboard. So this is a view for the management, or this is a view for the principal. Saying, I am going to
Also for
see
the
all
teacher, like
teachers,
if
all
it's for
subjects,
a
all
particular
classes
piece
as
or
a what do you say, a dashboard.
yeah.
And this is an actionable dashboard. Now, I go through the details, okay, of, let's say, this presentation is the sermon at Banaras. And maybe I'll go through the presentation and say, hey, there's a mistake there on slide number 21. Now, what do I do? How do I let the teacher know? Or maybe I'm a peer teacher, peer faculty. I'm reviewing, let's say, this teacher's or this faculty member's course material. Maybe I've been told to audit. If I have to give feedback, how do I do that? Right? Now, the beauty of the system of Unity again is that I can comment on any of these course materials which I've uploaded. Right? If you see that comment button there, if I click on it, it'll open up a comment thing. Right? And I'll be able to kind of, for this course material, I'll be able to kind of give you feedback saying, hey, there's a mistake at the content team. Do, there's a problem on slide this, slide that, please correct it. Now, this actually is very beneficial. What we have created here is a virtuous cycle. Okay, it's not a vicious cycle, but it's a virtuous cycle where things are improving year on year.
Correct.
Okay, now I can view the same course material next year and say, hey, this was the feedback. Do I want to change my approach? Okay, so
Hmm.
when I think constructively, I get a lot of feedback which I can work on and it's actionable, right? So
Exactly.
now this is a view for the management or for the auditor or for the individual teacher also. We can always control who sees what here, right? Now, there is another view for the teacher inside the classroom. How will
Huh.
the teacher,
I also wanted to add one more note here is
we can't hear
that
you. Pardon me?
am I audible?
No.
Just a second. Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. So I also wanted to add the level of automations that we did here is that let's say teacher has taught the sermon at Banaras today. She fills in this real date as in this has been taught, marking it as complete, and we make these materials available to the student and parent on the app. It gets unlocked.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. So the this is another view, right? Like we were saying, the guardian view or the student view. They can be triggered by certain actions. Okay. I can either say that, okay, if it's a planned date on 24th March 25, on 24th March 25, just expose it to all guardians and students. That is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is actually when the teacher implements it in the classroom, I should be able to kind of enable a trigger to show the guardians and students once the teacher has started, which kind of makes more sense.
Correct.
Right. So if you go to the classroom tracker, so what we did was, okay, when a teacher goes into the classroom, what is she going to do? Is she going to go through those big list of filters? What is she going to do? And if there's a smart board, now every classroom has a smart board these days. So is there a way that we can enable the Unity platform to manage her smart board periods in that classroom? Yeah.
Definitely.
So, can we do this? So, we came up with this solution for actually a tool which kind of lets the teacher choose what she's going to teach today. And period wise, we show a different view in the classroom. So if you say, select this 10th English for classroom for division A, if we can fetch the data, we will see now the curriculum map which we had created is now seen in a period wise fashion here. And if things
Exactly.
have been taught, they have been marked as taught, right?
Yeah.
And now I can tap on any of the periods and I can now access any of these course materials from within the classroom on the smart board.
Correct.
Okay. What we have also done, by the way, is now all the faculty who must be watching this will say, oh, dude, but I have like 300 MB of presentations, a lot of media heavy files, and some media clips that I want to show. How much time it will take to download from the internet, right? Now, what you see here at the bottom right is, finding local files. Now, this is a demo instance, so you're not going to find
Local
this
files.
file
Yeah.
here for you. But what we've done is also we've gone the next level and we have said, okay, let's have a local server which has stored all the content on it. Okay. So once the local server has all the content on it, all of it is available at a split of a second because it's on the local network. So
Exactly.
downloading 400, 300 MB files is no longer a problem. It's going to come in like a few seconds.
And that local server syncs up with our ERP like periodically in the
Yes.
background.
Yes, always,
Yeah,
always.
that's
What?
far bigger.
Yeah. So that is important because we also understand that, every minute is important within the classroom. Okay. It
Exactly.
can be a kindergarten classroom or it can be a PhD or a MTech classroom. It doesn't matter. Every minute is important. We don't want to waste the professor's time in waiting for course material to load. We should enable them to actually teach quickly, access the material quickly, and teach effectively. Right. So that's the whole idea. And, so we have to go on optimizing this day on day. So this is kind of the solution which we came up with was to have a local server which could dish out content, so to say, in a few seconds or on the line. Right.
Good.
Uh, Here you can also monitor the classwork homework which is to be done. Right.
Yeah.
So this basically kind of enables the teacher to or the faculty to go and uh, plan everything out in a micro detail fashion, right? So once the faculty teaches this, they will mark it as done, and the homework and the classwork will be enabled for the students as well as the guardians on the app.
Right.
So our Unity platform has different apps for students, different apps for faculty, different apps for guardians, right? So when I enable this, when I say, okay, I've taught this today, there's a notification which is sent to guardian saying, hey, this has been taught today. This is the homework to be done,
This
right?
is the homework to
Now,
be done. We have an MCQ platform where they take the test, and you also unlock the course material of
oh,
that day.
wait, I didn't even talk about that yet,
Oh yeah.
right? So this is just the classwork and the homework which was done, which is directly given to the parents. Okay. So now busy parents know that there is this homework to be done. So when they come home after work, they can follow up with their ward and say, hey, did you do this geography homework which was assigned to you today? So the children also now know that, okay, parents are in the know. I can't fool them much because this is a very transparent system now. And
Right.
it's automated, by the way. The
Yeah.
teacher doesn't have to do anything. She has to just mark this as done, and the homework and the classwork automatically is broadcasted to all the parents. Now, how do we assess whether the students have understood or not? Okay. Which brings us to the next problem that we have, right? So, we want to assess during the classroom functioning whether the students have understood or not. Okay. So,
Hmm.
we want to highlight the aha moments
Ah.
because we want to make sure that the faculty is teaching effectively. We want them to start collecting a lot of data within the classroom while they're teaching. So suppose
Ah.
they've taught a concept and they say, hey, stand up and answer that question. Don't stand up. You don't even stand up. Just answer that question. And we should be able to evaluate every student across a span of time, right? So we can now set KPIs and obviously, we have to give tools to the teachers or faculty to enable them to enter this
Record
observation
these things. Yeah.
instantly, right? So
It
it
makes
should not be
it
like
as
they're typing
possible.
something,
Exactly.
right? So now let's say I have taught something and I want to evaluate the student. I will tap on the student, okay, and I will just enter these values, okay. It's simple. It's like a few seconds. So typically in a classroom period of let's say 35 to 40 minutes, you after teaching for about 20-25 minutes, you can actually do quick evaluations of about 5 to 10 students very easily, very quickly. Now, students know that, okay, the teacher or the faculty is going to ask these questions. So I better pay attention because
One
this
more
data is
note is
going to
that,
my parents.
yeah, exactly. That's the part, because of which they'll concentrate.
So, what is the use of this data? Collecting this data primarily to assess whether the child is paying attention child or student is paying attention inside the classroom.
Right.
What am I going to do with this data? As a faculty, I will access this data when I'm talking to the guardian, number one, or and or I will send it to the guardian directly also.
Huh.
So if you can just jump over to the what do you say, the academic history, academic summary.
Yeah.
This is what is seen. Okay. So obviously the ERP, so to say, tracks attendance of students via RFID, via all sorts of gimmicks. Okay. We also have a tool which we can enter attendance in a few seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
What we have enabled at Unity is giving teachers access to tablets inside the
Huh.
classrooms. They are sturdy tablets which they can easily hold. They have a strap on. We have
Hmm.
specially designed straps. We have good holders, sturdy holders, where teachers can go moving, using a tab. Accessing these things on a tab becomes very easy, and it's a few taps to start using this, right? So while they're talking to the guardian, while they're doing analysis, while they're reporting to the management, they are looking at the academic summary of every student, essentially.
Hmm. All aspects.
So collating all of that information together becomes very important and is very powerful. Now, we have just spoken about the curriculum map, October,
Hmm.
right? We have spoken about course material. We have spoken about classroom observations. There are so many other things that are possible now. Okay. I can also evaluate homework the same way I can evaluate classroom. Somebody submits homework. I can always tap quickly on the student's
Wow.
name, enter what is the quality or how many marks they have scored out of 5 or out of 10 or whatever. Right.
Right.
This again goes to the parent saying
Hmm.
your child has not submitted homework for XYZ days and or has an average of let's say 215.
हाँ.
across the last week. Now, this is a very good insight because not only for policing, we are not talking only policing. This is used for actually instant action because
You
the
can course correct at a much earlier
child
stage.
has not done homework. They can sit after get after the student or the child and say, hey, dude, you were to submit this project. You were to finish this homework. It's imperative that you do it. We are not going to wake up at the end of the unit or the end of the semester
Exactly.
and say, hey, your child didn't submit any homework, your child was not attending, your child was not attentive inside the classroom, right? It's a waste. That time is gone. Whole 3 months or 2 months are gone, right? So
Hmm.
we don't want to waste that time. We want to make sure that we are instantly informing the guardian so that corrective action can be taken from both sides. Okay, from the guardian side as well as from the faculty side. So the center of attention in all this is who finally? Why are we doing all of this? We are doing this basically to make
Also,
sure that the student improves.
student improves. Exactly.
Every student must improve. Okay. So maybe that student will start at maybe a level one, but towards the end of the unit, that student has to progress to level three and we should be able to track it.
Exactly.
Right. So if
So,
you have to track it, how are you going to do it? By using a lot of tools available on the platform. Right. So
yeah.
here in the academic summary, you'll see classwork, you'll see homework, and you'll see something known as Valmiki quiz. Okay. We spoke about having MCQs on the platform on Unity, right? So we allow faculty to enter multiple questions in multiple formats, in multiple difficulty levels, to cover different skills, to cover different concepts, all of it coming together as a quiz. Okay.
Hmm.
Now the Unity platform has created quizzes in such a way where they are specially tuned towards educational institutions. Okay. Uh, these are one-on-one quizzes catered to students, yes.
Hmm.
But what happens inside a lab is very unique to educational institutions. So if students are taking quizzes in a lab, they're
Hmm.
very different settings, which are in, it's a different environment. I can copy, I can look at what's happening at the site. You have to take care of all of these various parameters to make sure that, these quizzes can be configured accordingly. But the power, again, of the curriculum map coming together on one platform, having the same quiz platform, quizzing system, quizzing module on the same platform, is that I can trigger creating these quizzes or making these quizzes live after I
Hmm.
have taught a lesson. Suppose I have taught a course today, a course material today, and I wish that I want to quiz the students instantly after it. How do I do it? Right? So ideally, I would have said, okay, finish this finish this period, go to that quiz platform module, go enable that quiz. I might forget. Okay, I'm busy, so I might
True.
forget doing. Can I set up automatic triggers? Of course you can. Why not? When
Exactly.
you're planning itself, you can say, hey, after this course, I think let's have a quiz. And when you're planning, you're in that mindset. Okay, you're in the
Huh.
mindset of thinking. When you're executing or when you're teaching, you're in the mindset of teaching, right? So it is possible, entirely possible that you might forget or skip enabling that quiz if it was to be done manually. But when you're thinking, you can say, hey, let me plan this out. Let me create a quiz. Let me attach it to this course material period. When I finish this, when I mark it as done, I can automatically enable that, right? And that is what our platform provides, right? You can enable the quiz automatically. You can, of course, send a notification to the students. You can, of course, send an automatic notification to the guardian saying this quiz is now live. It's available for one day. And the marks of this quiz are going to count in your result
Huh. Okay.
because your result is also generated from our system only.
Everything comes together.
Everything is coming together. Now we are collating all of that information in a bucket called academic summary here. So Valmiki quiz data now shows instantly what is the average that the student has calculated. You can also drill down if you want to actually see all the subjects assigned to that student. What are the performance in each subject? You can drill down. You can go and see each quiz data very quickly. Okay. A parent might have a problem saying, I think that no, my child did very well in English, but you'll be like, no, this is good, 62%. Let me talk about those test bites which we've created. Okay, so test bites are special quizzes which we call, uh, which are associated with the result. You can have a lot of practice tests, but test bites are special exams which are actually associated with outcomes in the result. We can say, no, I can see this. I can see your child has scored XYZ in so many minutes. So that means there are so many things which are analyzable because the data is instantly available, right? So Valmiki quiz data is another thing which is available academically on the Unity platform. If you go up now, right? If you go up, actually, there is something known as assessment results, which are, typical unit test results. So now I also know what is the unit wise progress of every child, right? What are the grades that the child has achieved. But sometimes some education institutions also want to take earlier tests. They want to take practice tests. They want to take periodic tests based on chapters. So at Walnut, we do that, where we actually take tests after every chapter, very quick tests. But they are descriptive tests. We call them periodic tests, prior tests. And then we also have practice tests before unit tests. So we want the students to get comfortable with the concept of testing. Okay.
Correct.
Testing typically has a very bad connotation in India or worldwide. Actually, they say, tests are too stressful and this and that. But if you throw a lot of tests at students, they stop being stressful. Really, you know.
So
So
that's
our
also
students,
like cognitively valid that students take a test, they don't know something. Let's say this is the practice test. They actually learn for the real test, and they score
yes,
much better.
yes. So the attitude towards a test is what is really important, right? So that's part of pedagogy where we have to educate not only the students, but we also have to educate parents. That's a different topic altogether on how you view tests. So, the more tests you do, the more feedback you get, the more improvement which can happen, right?
Correct.
And this is typically a system which is run in schools, which is not monitored using any technology platform. Because number one, it's very hard to monitor and bring it onto a technology platform. And you don't understand the nuances of bringing it onto a test platform because, descriptive exams are going on. So, okay, not a big deal. We don't want to bring it onto a system the teacher will manage. But bringing it onto one platform, monitoring the scores, monitoring progress actually helps students more because you get kind of a bird's eye view on how the student has
Ah,
progressed,
correct.
right? So Valmiki quiz has another offline offshoot, by the way. Okay. We have something known as an OMR sheet, which is possible on the
Ah,
platform,
right.
right? Where we generate a quiz in Valmiki. Valmiki is our actually LMS for students. We can generate a quiz. We can print out the question paper. We can print it out as a question paper rather. Okay. And students can fill out OMR sheets, which are bubble sheets,
Bubble sheets.
right? Uh, all exams like the NEET, JEE, or all these scholarship exams, all of them use OMR sheets, right? And those OMR sheets, once they are scanned, okay, they are directly associated with the quiz at the back end. Okay, the scanning tool actually processes each OMR sheet
It
and
does all of it automatically, assign marks to
processes.
the students.
Pardon me?
So it processes all of this. You just feed in the QR, I mean the OMR sheet, It knows the student ID, it processes it, and assigns the mark to that student for that quiz.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yes. So imagine that now, okay, that you're writing an offline exam, you scan the OMR sheet, and in the next half an hour, 1 hour after the sheets are scanned, the results are available on the system immediately. So again, guardians and students immediately get feedback, right?
Huh.
Where I know, okay, where I've gone wrong, and I have hints, I have comments in that where I can improve, right?
Correct.
Our quizzing platform also has flashcards, by the way. So I can do easily,
Contributions.
easily of descriptive questions also,
Yeah.
right? Uh, I think we will overshoot our time if we have to show our question paper generator.
I
Maybe
think
we
that
have another
separate session for
webinar
that.
for that,
Yeah.
right? Because I think that itself is a very involved discussion on how we can actually generate question papers. But yeah, we can generate question papers which are descriptive in nature. We can have comprehension type of questions. We can have all sorts of different marks, difficulty levels, all of that there. So the view of that to students is that they can view it using flashcards. Now, if the students are motivated, they will go through the flashcards themselves. But if the guardians are actually involved with their child or their ward, they can also ask those questions using flashcards. And many times, what happens is
Training.
beyond fourth or fifth grade, parents don't remember those difficult concepts, right? Up to arithmetic, for example, it works. But after fifth and sixth grade, things start getting a little complicated. There's linear algebra and all of that. Now,
Correct.
parents don't remember that because they've studied that so many years ago. So, what parents do is they look at these flashcards and then say they ask this question. Then, when they flip the flashcard, they see the actual solution, right? Now, that actually helps parents also judge whether the child has understood or not. So, it
Makes
is used
sense.
by everybody. So, these tools are how we use these tools also matters. I can give a host of products and features in one platform, but
Everything, if it's disconnect, it doesn't make sense at all. But collating it together and bringing all the information in one place, like with a summary, that makes very much sense.
so how you orchestrate this is also very important, right? So, and it has to be done by a small trigger, which is done by the faculty, by saying just tap a button, and it all starts moving around quickly, automatically at the back end, right? So the Unity team has done triggers in such a way where it goes to different views automatically by restricting some things and not showing some things and showing only selected things to the selected people. So this is where we talk about the whole academic history, and you want to show quickly how the parents or the guardians see
Yeah,
on
sure.
their app.
I'll do that. I'll share this screen. Just you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is where this is the app typically which normal ERP, so to say, give. But as I said, as I've been harping around for the last uh, half an hour, is essentially we also have integrated the academics in this, where you can access all of the academic data in the Guardian view, right? So you can access the class participation, you can access the curriculum updates. Now, one more offshoot, so to say, of planning the curriculum map is that the portion circular automatically gets built,
Ha.
right? So if you already are defining what you're going to teach in the next few weeks or the next semester or the next unit, it's all available in the portion. There is a possibility that I might not want to show what the portion is and let the guardian tap on the course material. But I can
Hmm.
show that, okay, this is what is planned. You can't tap on it and see what is inside, but at least at a concept level, right? What is planned,
Exactly.
right? So for the parents, it brings in some level of transparency, it brings it some predictability, right? Where you can see that, okay, this is the plan for my child. And of course, if you have multiple wards studying in the institution, you can see it for both using the same app. But this is what, all of these are enabled because these are taught. I
Correct.
can grade them out and say, okay, this is the chapter which is going to be taught, but the material can't be viewed now because I have not taught it yet. I will
Huh.
enable it by tapping a button and then you'll be able to see it,
Correct.
right? So similarly, they can view all the quizzes, they can view everything from the app itself. Now, obviously, this is restricted to users of the system only. So if I take this presentation and I send it to a friend who's not using the Unity platform, they can't see it because it's all
It's
firewall.
the Google Workspace integration that we have again.
Yes. Yes. So that's another topic of discussion,
Yeah.
right? But anyway, I think I think we've covered a fair amount of academic what do you say coverage in this talk, where we are talking about getting all data onto one platform, and that includes not only the assessment data, but we are also talking of getting in classroom observation data, homework data, quizzing data, and frequent examination data, all of it onto one single platform. Uh, of course, our assessment groups and assessment results are very, very thorough. I mean, you can have a lot of configurations in that. You can have your formative assessments, summative assessments.
You have those different criterias of assessments.
What happens in formative assessments? Is it an oral? Is it a project work? What happens in some summative? Is it descriptive
So
exam?
if your homework has certain weightage, those are automatically captured in the result.
Correct.
So most of the stuff, like what we've essentially done is that we've reduced the friction of using or evaluating a student and teaching a student. We've reduced the friction for the teachers, we've reduced the friction for the management, we've also reduced the friction for students and parents.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why, and how this helps is basically the brand of the institution improves
Exactly.
because there is no friction. There is no animosity towards the faculty. There is no animosity towards each other, right? So it basically, it creates a very harmonious environment because
Hmm.
things are just rolling around,
The thing
things
is,
are moving up.
since you are in the know at all times, if something is off track, you can take corrective actions at a much earlier time. It's
Absolutely.
like prevention is better than cure. So
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
delay it till it's too bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. So one more thing, okay, is that the system needs to be okay. You provide a lot of features. Okay, these are a lot of features, but it needs to be configurable.
huh,
Now, you know that every education institution is highly regulated. Okay. So sometimes the government comes up with these very weird norms or different norms where you have to keep changing your way of assessment.
huh,
Okay. So your system has to be able to kind of quickly pick up on that, be configurable, not have developers coming and develop something. But you should be able to kind of say, "Yeah, this is a print format change." I should be able to do that myself as a user, not
huh.
a developer, right? So I think the Unity platform also is very good in that sense because you can change your own print configurations and get things moving out very quickly.
Yeah,
So, so changes in the result formats, changes in the way you assess what goes under what, adding a subject, removing a subject, all of that keeps happening every year. Okay. So if we have to involve developers for everything, then it becomes not only an expensive thing, but it also becomes a very time consuming thing.
exactly.
Right.
So if you look at Unity platform, even if you need some feature developed, the time frame to do that comparatively is much faster.
Yeah, very much.
So
Very
yeah,
much. Since it's a, as we say, it's a low code, no code platform,
right.
it kind of helps. the institutions to quickly change and maneuver these regulations very effectively.
Correct.
So cool. I think, next time we should really delve into the question paper builder
Question
and
paper
maybe
and Valmiki. Yeah.
Valmiki, which is our quizzing platform, right? So we can definitely talk about that too.
Yeah.
Cool. So thank you, Shankara, for
Nikhil.
this opportunity for having a webinar. Okay,
Quite
cool.
interesting. The train of thoughts that you have in having these curriculums planned,
Yeah, yeah.
quite interesting.
Yeah, I
This,
mean, essentially, I mean, to end it, I would say that collecting data is one thing, as I said, but orchestrating it all together, that is the real power of any platform. And how you use that data effectively is very, very crucial. Otherwise I can always say that, hey, this platform is not very good because I'm not using the data effectively, right? So it is imperative that the faculty digs into this data and effectively uses it for improving the pedagogical experience and the schooling or the college experience for uh, students.
want to add one note is that as a result of all of this, you are able to
Sure.
manage everything using worksheets and there is no school bag.
Yeah.
I would have loved to be in a school like Walnut,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
unfortunately, yeah, that's a different time.
But we are giving good experiences to students. So, that is
Yeah,
what really matters. Not only at Walnut, but all our customers, have this same reaction because they see the power of the platform and they see how much is possible, right?
exactly.
And, it is unbelievable. So, one very esoteric kind of example, which we did at Walnut School, was that we have this novel reading as a concept. Okay.
Okay.
Where students read novels and we are expecting them to answer a few questions on the quizzing platform to just understand whether they have really read the novel or not. So there are lots of questions, of course, on the novels, and it takes like literally 3 minutes to take a quiz. Okay, and uh, each unit there's a portion of the novel which is to be covered. Okay, uh, and there are like 4 or 5 quizzes per unit which they have to take on the novel.
Okay.
So we decided, hey, reading is a very crucial skill. It's a dying skill. Nobody reads. Everybody is complaining about it. Let's do something about it. Okay. So, how do we use this platform to inculcate the practice of reading in students? Okay. First, we'll obviously monitor whether they are taking these quizzes or not. And if they're not taking the quizzes, we'll coax them saying, no, you have to take these quizzes. You have to do well. But children are children, right? They'll say, no, no, it's okay. I will do it later. Okay.
Correct.
So then we said, okay, we can't punish them by, there is no punishment which is allowed now. Right. So what can we do? We said, okay, let us take away the thing that they love the most. What is it? Sports.
Exactly.
Okay. So if you don't take the quizzes, we will not allow you to play sports. All right.
Genius.
Now the children sat up. Said, okay, this might get real. Okay. But there are already some who parents believe in 100%. Okay. Parents believe in their children 100%. And then the children started wailing and crying at home, saying the teacher didn't let me play sports today for no reason. I've given these quizzes. I've gotten full marks in all these quizzes. And the parents, as usual, started writing to us. So we have a help desk on which, we
Ah,
track all of this.
yeah.
And parents had tried, this is not fair. My child scored 100% in all the quizzes and still you didn't let them play sport. I said, wait a minute. We showed them the tool. We said, okay, your child out of 5 took 3 quizzes. In those 3 quizzes, they scored 3 on 5, 4 on 5, and 2 on 5. In which way is it full marks? And have they completed all 5 quizzes? No. So same view was again presented to the sports teachers because students take advantage. How will a sports teacher know whether that student has taken the quiz or not?
Ah.
He'll come and tell the sports teacher, sir, I've taken all quizzes. Ha, go play. No, no, no. Now the sports teacher has a tablet with them. They say, what's your name? And this is your reference number? No. Go back.
Now I
Take the quiz
feel
and come
bad
back.
for Walnut students.
Right? You show a green or a red. Simple. Right? You just say, no, no, go back. Doesn't matter. Sir, no, I have taken. No, no, you have not taken quiz number 4. Go back. Go.
Now
Right?
I
So
really feel
now
bad for
students
them.
knew that, okay, we are trapped. We have to read the novel. We
Yeah,
have to take the quiz. He had also said, repeat the quiz 100 times. Okay? We don't care. Just get full marks.
huh,
Every quiz, 5 quizzes, you need to have 5 on 5.
right.
5 questions, you need to have full marks. Take it as many times as you want. So they were randomized, obviously. So every time they took a quiz, different questions were coming up. We said, okay, we don't care. Keep taking those marks. So what happened in the process was students started reading because they
Huh.
were losing out on something which they loved the most, sports. And in the process, they also took a lot of quizzes, right? And parents also came to know that, okay, our children are not as innocent as we thought they were. No, they are lying to
Okay.
us because we were
Uh,
reporting them at data, saying, hey, these students have not taken so many quizzes, right? So
correct.
this is a very esoteric and a very random example, but this is the power of having all data onto one platform. So the report which we created, literally, okay, I used AI to generate
Huh.
that query. Now, if I
Exactly.
had gone to a developer to develop that query, it was around 300 lines. Okay, it would have taken at least 3 weeks, and I did it in 45 minutes
Correct.
because I was copy pasting that data, looking at the report, and saying, "Hey, no, no, I want this data too." Putting it back,
Hmm.
working on that query more, putting it into Unity, and then seeing that report. Right. So
That's
using AI
insane.
again, that is
Huh?
a completely different topic, and we should cover that on how to
Yeah.
effectively use AI. But using AI, that kind of helped me very quickly come up with these reports for not only the teachers, but also for the sports teachers and also for the parents.
Correct.
Right. So that was very effective. So cool.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Let's connect
Thank
again
you.
and
Sure.
talk
Sure,
about
Nikhil.
our question paper builder and the LMS.
Definitely.
Cool. All right.
Good
See
session
you.
today. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.